In the face of a growing anti-vaccination movement, an attempt today to push back in New Brunswick. Public hearings began on the government's plan to strengthen mandatory vaccination rules for students, getting rid of all non-medical exemptions. As Shayna Luck shows us, it is an emotional issue on all sides.
It's an important, emotional day for Marissa Guchis and her family. She's back on the ice again after brain cancer and chemotherapy kept her off for 2 years.
It's so huge because we watched her during treatment. She tried to stay in hockey and tried to play, and she just couldn't do it. It was heartbreaking to see her struggle.
But brain cancer wasn't Marissa's only setback. Chemotherapy reset her immune system to that of a newborn baby. So when there was a measles outbreak at her high school last May, she had to be pulled out and isolated.
That was the worst part for sure, was just feeling like she was getting back to normalcy and then having the rug pulled out from under her again.
That spring outbreak is why New Brunswick's government is trying to change the vaccination laws for children in public schools. It would no longer allow parents to opt out for ideological reasons, only for medical ones. And a crowd came to the legislature today in opposition.
I haven't vaccinated my children. I think vaccination should be left to the individual to look at their individual circumstance and their health. So mandating any policy, I think, is really risky.
The bill would cover daycares as well as schools, and the education minister is backing it strongly.
You just have to remember that if we're going to follow the science and follow the evidence, there are no two sides to this debate, like there is no two sides around whether the earth is flat.
Marissa still can't be vaccinated for at least another 3 months, so she can only hope for an uneventful start to the school year.
I think they should be mandatory because, like, in the middle of May, an entire school had to just stop, almost get shut down. A lot of us had to go home just because a few people didn't get the right shots. So I think it's important that everyone does.
If the bill passes, the changes would take effect in September 2021. Shayna Luck, CBC News, Fredericton.
New Brunswick's vaccination rules are already some of the strictest in Canada. Ontario is the only other province that requires students to be vaccinated to attend school, but there are exemptions to that rule for medical reasons or for conscience or religious belief. There is a rule change this year, though, for parents in British Columbia. They will have to report their child's vaccination status, but it's not mandatory for kids to be immunized to go to school.